and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we finally get round to painting the 911 RSR. Yeah, it's been dragging on way longer than I thought. Unfortunately, last week when Rebecca and I planned to paint both of our bodies together, I was under the weather. So we had to postpone it because I just couldn't face it. And you should never rush bodies. If you're not really feeling it, put it off because you'll just trash it. You'll waste all your money on paint, the body and everything. So you've really got to be up for it, so don't rush it if you're not feeling it. Unfortunately this week I may have made her poorly. Yes, I seem to have given her my cold, so now I'm slightly recovering, but she's now under the weather, so she doesn't really face it up for it either. Well, I'm gonna paint it anyway because I can't carry on, and there's a lot of cars I'm itching to build that are sitting right out of shot now. I've got the TT02, which is the Benz G-Wagon. I've got a Super Astute that I've had forever that I still haven't built. And also I've got the Terra Conqueror. I've got to paint that up, get it all built, and I'm itching to do that one as well. As I will be placing a order for a comical Avanti. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm on the fence with this one. I'm not a big fan of the comicals, to be quite honest with you, but the thing that tipped me over the edge is it's an Avanti, and I've pretty much got one of every Avanti apart from the Aero Avanti, but I probably will get one even though I don't really want that either. And then there's this one, and it's four-wheel drive, but I've seen some running footage of it. It kind of noses and wheelies, and it's not really my thing. But it'll be interesting to bring it on the show, so I'm going to place an order for one of those. Also, the Terra Scorcher. I will be getting a Riri 2020 Terra Scorcher as well, and bringing that to the show. The only one I've got like that at the moment is I have a Thunder Dragon. I have a Thunder Dragon. Look, gold wheels. Ooh, check you out. Brand new gold wheels and tyres. Yeah, bling, baby. So I've got to paint the body for this as well, but another project. So one of those will be coming to the show as well. It's probably going to be about April before they turn up, which is good because I've got a few projects that I need to get through before then. But I'm itching to get one of those, as well as I like the idea of getting a few parts. That car needs a new front section, and the bumper is immaculate apart from one scratch up the middle which drives my OCD crazy. So I'll be replacing the bumper on that car because that car is absolutely bang on. Right, so in this video, what we're going to be doing? Well, cutting out the window masks is first. Thanks, Tamiya. Would have been nice if you'd have actually cut them out for us. So that's the plan. Also, I'm going to do something slightly different. I've got a liquid mask. Now, if you don't know what liquid mask is, it's like a paint you paint on, then you spray, and then you can peel it off. Now, the reason I want to give this a go is A, I'd like to see how good it is, and B, the lights on this car I want to keep see-through because I want to put a light kit in this car. But the way the old 911s work is the arches are very, very thin and narrow, and they stick up a lot. So of course when you invert the car, getting in there to mask these up can be a right pain. So I thought I will paint them out because I want this line to be perfect. Because the front of the car is what everyone really looks at, and if you don't get your lines perfectly sharp, it starts to look a bit tatty, and the same with the one along the front. But that one I can do with normal masking tape and edging tape. Got to clean the body and then scuff up the body a little bit because I have run the body on the car. So there's bits of dirt and flicked up and stuff like that. Because I've done the modifications to make the wheels stick out slightly further, I wanted to make sure everything cleared before I painted the body, and so I've run it and it does just about clear. So, but obviously it's got lots of dirt in it, so I need to get rid of that and wash it all out. What else? I'm going to not paint this box art. Yes, I'm going to use PS20, which is the bumpers, which is like box art, but I'm actually going to paint it in PS1, which is the white. The box art for this car is actually a silver. Rebecca will do hers silver, so it'd be nice to have the different changes. I have got other stickers that I could put on this car, but I haven't decided yet. We'll wait and see how the car pans out, whether I'll use the Martini ones or I have got some other decals, but I haven't decided which way I'm going to go, so we'll have to see how this unfolds. I've put a gyro in this car and I've had nothing but trouble with it. I can't get it to, it just wobbles as it's going down the road, and I can't dial that out whatever I do. I thought it may be that the steering servo in this car was a very low cost one, so it was a bit sluggish. Swapped it out for a much faster one, no difference whatsoever. Then I moved the gyro to the center of the car up towards the front to get it in its optimal position. Didn't make any difference whatsoever. I've dialed the gain up on it, I've dialed it down to nothing, I still get the same wobbling. Can't get it to work for love nor money. So the only thing left I can think of is it's something to do with the receiver, because I'm running a really old Core RC receiver and stick radio. So I have got a more modern Futaba one, so I may put that in, but I don't really see how the receiver is going to interfere with it and make it do that, because it goes receiver, gyro, steering. So, and then when I take it out, the gyro out, and I went straight from the receiver to the gyro to it works fine, the car drives like normal. So if you know much about gyros, please comment below. Any help would be beneficial, otherwise I'm going to have to drop some money and get another gyro and try that. Since the last video, I've actually made this it's rear wheel drive now, because I want this to drive like an old 911. So I want it to be real tail heavy, and I want it to be, you have to feed the power in, and I want it to step out a little bit, which makes it much harder to drive, but I kind of like that. I'm not looking for lap times with this car, I'm not looking for speed runs or anything like that. I just want to have a car that feels and drives a bit more like an old 911, and it's more difficult and you've got to throttle power in and things like that. And since I've made it rear wheel drive, it does start to feel that way. I may put a bit more weight in the back of the car as well, because I do really want it to feel tail heavy. So maybe I'll have a few more metal parts in the back section of the car. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to get it to be a little bit drifty if possible. I could modify the steering to make it a little bit the throw more, which I have already, because when I took out the main drive connection between the front and rear, it left more space for the steering. So I could actually modify it more and have more drift steering. I don't want to turn it into a hardened drift car. That's not what I'm on about, but I'd like to get it to be able to, with the gyro, to get it to step out and kind of hold it there a little bit. Not like proper drifting, but just a little bit. So if anyone's got any ideas of how I can do that, or any recommendations for a gyro that they've had loads of success with, that would be good. Right, that's enough waffling. Let's crack on, clean the body, get the window decals in, mask it all up, and be right back for the first spray paint. See you soon. Right, I'm all set to paint. I've masked off the body to do the front and rear bumpers first, because the rest of the car is going to be white, so it's nice and easy. It's taking me longer to mask up for the bumpers than it will be to actually mask up for the whole rest of the car. I've been messing around with the painting masking liquid. Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. I'm not sure, we'll see. I've just did the lights at the moment. I did one light here, but I've gone over the top of it. It peels off. I've been messing around with it for a while, which is probably why I've taken so long to get to this stage. But I'm pretty much ready to paint now. So let's get the mask out and let's go paint it. Yeah. Right, there you go, all painted up. Well, I say painted up, the bumpers. It's taken me quite a while, but I had just enough paint left over to do the front and back bumpers, and it's what I had left over from when I did the Senna McLaren car. I will have to pick up a new tin for Rebecca's car, because that's like the main thing of this car, is to have those in that colour, and then you can paint the body any colour you want really. She's going to do the silver and I'm doing white. So next, get all this off and then see how good my lines are. Clean up anything that if there's any mistakes or anything like that, and then I've got to prep up the indicators, and then we can spray the rest of the car. So hopefully it's going to go a little bit quicker because it's taken a long time to get this far. Let's get the junk off and we can check it out. Be right back. Right, the painting is done. It's all white now, that's great. I didn't get any blow through inside my masking, so the white is all looking bang on. The problem I had, which I mentioned before, was I didn't have a way of touching up the PS20 because I used every single bit of it, which is a bit stupid. So what I've done is there's two little areas where I'd like to add a little bit more of this. So when I buy this for Rebecca's car, I actually want to touch in this area and this area here because it's not dead straight. Next is to take the cover off and then start cutting out the stickers and removing the windows. So I'm going to remove the windows and remove the cover, and then I'll be right back. So the body came out okay, no major disasters. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for what I want to do with this car. Also, there's loads and loads of decals to put on the car, so that kind of, once you start putting that on, it all kind of hides the little imperfections that you get now and again. There is a lot of decals, so that's going to take me a while. The good news is that you actually get window decals to go around the edges and stuff like that, so I don't have to go back and cut in every single one. The body came out good enough that I could not bother putting the window stickers on. I think it would actually, if I had a steadier hand, I would probably paint them in black, but I don't. So we'll probably go with the stickers anyway, and if I don't like them, then we could probably just leave it white because the edges came out pretty good. Right, time to cut out all the stickers and I'll be right back. Yeah, to you that's like 2 seconds. To me, going by the number of stickers, probably about an hour. Right, I'll be right back. So many stickers. Well, there you have it. I finally finished one of the two Porsche 911 RSRs and I'm reasonably happy with it. It came out okay. There's a few things that I'd like to improve on it. I want to do the windows, so what I want to do is I want to tint the windows with some smoke, but I don't have enough. I've got a little bit left in the tin, but if you get to the bottom of the smoke tin, it tends to splatter, and I don't want that, so I'm going to order a new one of those. I also need to order a new tin of the like fluorescent red for Rebecca's car. Also, I want to use a little bit to touch up a few bits around the bumper that I'm not happy with. Apart from that, it came out fine. I'm reasonably happy with all the white. I had no overspray from the bumpers. The bumpers are okay. I had just enough paint, so that was good. Decals take forever. But yeah, you just take your time, plod through it. There's no real tips that I would give specifically for this car. But yeah, it turned out really nice, and I'm glad I did it in white. The Rebecca's one is going to be the box art silver, so we'll have the two, which will be quite nice and contrasty. I haven't decided whether I'm going to change the wheels to these type of wheels. I'll probably off camera take these wheels off, put them on this one and see if I like it or not. If I like it, I'll order a set of those. What I like about these wheels is you can adjust the dish offset, so you can dial these in perfectly. Where these wheels, they're kind of limited to what you can do with them, but then these Foose wheels do suit this car quite well, so I don't know on that front. The next thing to do, I want to get rid of these wiper stickers. They look awful and have proper wipers. I have actually got a set of proper little wipers hanging around, which are supposed to be on this car, which again I still haven't done myself, but I'll dig them out in a bit and I'll attach them to this car, and then I'll order some more because I want to drive this car. So there we go. Anyway, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. 911 RSR. Epic.